I'm happy to announce you that the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo holds its fourth International Research Symposium under the theme of Building a Sustainable Future Through Impactful Educational Research. This symposium brings together educators, scholars, researchers, and policymakers to share their insights and innovation that shapes the future of education.
At the symposium. We are deeply grateful for your
I'm happy to announce you that the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo holds its 4th International Research Symposium under the theme of Building a Sustainable Future Through Impactful Educational Research. This symposium brings together educators, scholars, researchers, and policymakers to share their insights and innovation that shapes the future of education. I'm happy to announce you that the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo holds its 4th International Research Symposium under the theme of Building a Sustainable Future Through Impactful Educational Research. This symposium brings together educators, scholars, researchers, and policymakers to share their insights and innovation that shapes the future of education. I'm happy to announce you that the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo holds its 4th International Research Symposium under the theme of Building a Sustainable Future Through Impactful Educational Research. This symposium brings together educators, scholars, researchers, and policymakers to share their insights and innovation that shapes the future of education. I'm happy to announce you that the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo holds its 4th International Research Symposium under the theme of Building a Sustainable Future Through Impactful Educational Research. This symposium brings together educators, scholars, researchers, and policymakers to share their insights and innovation that shapes the future of education. I'm happy to announce you that the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo holds its 4th International Research Symposium under the theme of Building a Sustainable Future Through Impactful Educational Research. This symposium brings together educators, scholars, researchers, and policymakers to share their insights and innovation that shapes the future of education.
කරන්න දෙයක් නෑ. ඔව්. වල බල කියන්නේ? වල බල නෑනේ මිනිස්සුත්. නෑනේ. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලෝ කියපු එකනේ කරන්න ඕනේ. බහට වැඩි ඉන්නවා. ඒතර මේ ලංකාවෙන්න පත්තු නොකර ඉන්නකෝ ආරාධනා කරා. බය වෙන්න එපානේ. අපිම කියන්නේ. Good morning, respected clergy, esteemed guests, and dear ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the inauguration ceremony of the 4th International Research Symposium conducted by the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo. We are honored to have you all here today as we embark on a journey of knowledge, innovation, and collaboration in the field of education. To commence this auspicious occasion, we will begin with the lighting of oil lamp. I would like to invite the following esteemed guests to kindly come forward and initiate the ceremonial act, symbolizing the illumination of wisdom and enlightenment. Senior Professor Chair H.D. Karunaratna, the Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo. Dr. Kapila Bandara, the Dean of the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo. Professor Pietra Nowakowski from Szyszów University, Poland. Our keynote speaker today of the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education, Professor Kamal Pereira, Dean, Faculty of Indigenous Medicine. Professor A.A. Aziz, Dean, Faculty of Graduate Studies. Dr. Vajira De Silva, Dean, Faculty of Education, Open University of Sri Lanka. Dr. Prasanna Ranavira, Director, National Institute of Library and Information Science. Professor Lakshman Vedikarage, Director, National Education Research and Evaluation Center. Mrs. K.C.S. Pereira, Registrar, University of Colombo. Mrs. J.T.L. Dharmasena, Bursa, University of Colombo. Dr. Pradeepa Vijayatunga, Librarian, University of Colombo. Ms. Udara Dikumura, Additional Secretary, Policy Planning and Performance Review, Ministry of Education. Dr. S.K. Prabhaharan, Director, Research and Development Unit, National Institute of Education. Mrs. Padmini Ranavira. Mrs. Padmini Ranavira. Mrs. Padmini Ranavira, Chair, National Education Commission. Senior Professor Emeritus Mari Pereira, representing former deans and academics of the Faculty of Education. Dr. Jeevani Herath, Head of the Department of Social Science Education. Dr. Sulochana Neranjani, Head of the Department of Humanities Education. Mr. Chintaka Chandakumara, Head of the Department of Educational Psychology. Mr. Jude Nonis, Acting Head of the Department of Science and Technology. Dr. Lanka Vedikandage, the Chair, International Research Symposium of Faculty of Education. Ms. Udeshini Pereira, Co-Chair, International Research Symposium of Faculty of Education. Ms. Imesha Kinkini, Secretary, International Research Symposium of Faculty of Education. Ms. Talatha Ekanayaka, Senior Assistant Registrar, Faculty of Education. And 2 presenters representing our international and local presenters. Thank you. Before we proceed further, let us rise for the national anthem as a mark and respect and pride of our nation. Thank you. We will now be graced by a captivating puja dance, a gesture of reverence and welcome. This performance is performed by our own Bachelor of Education undergraduates.
මීනගමන් සරයාමෙට ඇති දොළොස් මල් පෙති පාවඩ රිසි මීන කුලේ මාගාලට සිරි මුතුරලින් කෙරුවායද වටි වඩින කලබමින් ගජලීලා කුඹුසේ සත් ලෙලවයි හිඳෙනා ඇතුමන් පිටහඬදේ හොරනා සරසමිනා වඩින කලබමින් ගජලීලා කුඹුසේ සත් ලෙලවයි හිඳෙනා ඇතුමන් පිටහඬදේ හොරනා සරසමිනා තාලා දන්තාලා තාලා तालेट रंग दितो से मस्तनु नदी बेली समनुरा से नालिय सोबना ना तेट रंगना वीरकिन वीरकट लीनी गेडी हंडेना
Thank you very much for that wonderful performance. Now I respectfully invite the following esteemed guests to kindly take their seats at the head table. Senior Professor, Chair H.D. Karunaratne, the Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo, Dr. Kapila Bandara, the Dean, Faculty of Education, University of Colombo, Professor Pietri T. Nowakowski from Shiso University, Poland, the keynote speaker today of the International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education, Dr. Lanka Vedikandage, the Chair, International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education 2024. Thank you. Now I cordially invite the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. Kapila Bandara, to deliver the welcome address.
Subha Udayasanak, Kale Vanakkam, and very good morning to all of you. Venerable Sangha, respected clergy, our chief guest of today's event, Senior Professor Chair H.D. Karunaratne, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, keynote speaker, Professor Piotr Nowakowski, University of Poland, deans, directors, librarian, registrar of the University of Colombo, and the bursar, the University of Colombo, and the Dean, Dr. Vajira De Silva, Open University, Chairman, NAC, heads of the department, Chair, Co-Chair, and Secretary of the Symposium of the Faculty of Education, members of the Advisory Board, Session Chair, Editorial Board, and Review Panel, former professors, former emeritus professors, former professors, senior lecturers of the Faculty of Education, members of the academic staff, administrative staff, and supportive staff, and dear presenters. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an immense pleasure as the Dean of the Faculty of Education having this opportunity to welcome you all for the 4th International Research Symposium 2024 of the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo. So as you are all aware, annual research symposium is one of the major events of the university as well as the Faculty of Education calendar. Accordingly, we as the Faculty of Education annually organize this event parallel to the annual research symposium of the University of Colombo to showcase the research of the researchers. As a result, today we are inaugurating our 4th International Research Symposium in keeping with the theme Building a Sustainable Future Through Impactful Educational Research and Excellence. Research findings related to the various research disciplines in education such as language education, science, mathematics and technology education, educational management and leadership, education psychology, assessment, teacher education and general education will be disseminated by 39 presenters around the world, including Sri Lanka, at this International Research Symposium. I strongly believe that this symposium will provide a useful forum for novel discourse on education research. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are all aware, our generation is living in an increasingly volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous world, and we cannot predict it. This is mainly happening due to the fast rate of technological development, knowledge explosion, and unprecedented challenges driven by accelerating globalization. In such context, innovation and research are considered as an indispensable tool of education because it is a process of investigating aimed at finding solutions to problems, expanding knowledge, and advancing our understanding of the world. Research helps all of us to predict the ambiguous and uncertain situation emerge in the world, but not all the research. Ladies and gentlemen, a quality education is needed for the advancement of stability of a society. The quality and empowerment of education is dependent on the quality educational research. Quality education research means impactful research. And one more important matter is needed to share with you in this important academic session. That is, we as a human being started our journey from hunting and gathering society. We shifted from the hunting and gathering society into agrarian society, from agrarian society to industrial society, and we all are now living in a knowledge society, digital society, we call lifelong learning society. So all these taken place due to the knowledge and creation and technological advancement. You know that the term knowledge society refers to a society in which the creation, dissemination, and utilization of information and knowledge has become the most important factor of society, knowledge production, But we have to raise one question by ourselves, whether we as a Sri Lankan, we as a nation have reached to or have driven to the knowledge society, or whether we are entertaining the characteristic of knowledge society. That's the problem that we have. According to the World Bank 2000 and United Nations report, Scandinavian and Western European countries like Poland as well as Japan, United States, Canada, and Australia have moved towards becoming truly knowledge-driven society, many other countries remain in the industrial age while others are still essentially agrarian. What is the reason for this? That's the question we need to ask or raise by ourselves. The question is, if knowledge is considered the most productive factor, why are not all societies knowledge-based or at least heading in that direction? And how can industrial and agrarian societies become knowledge society? So another question is, it is difficult for the knowledge creator to prevent others from using it. But we as a nation, so we have to absorb that rapidly changing knowledge, but we need to ask again whether we properly absorb that creative knowledge. So in this context, how we can create this knowledge? The effective creation and application of knowledge depends upon the broader context, culture, institution, and governance. Knowledge must be integrated into an effective system of research institutions, innovation-driven enterprises, universities, and other establishments. Hence, as the leading educational institute in Sri Lanka, in the country, it is our responsibility to take necessary initiatives to establish a research culture in the institute and encourage students towards impactful research. Therefore, these kinds of events are highly significant to achieve those tasks. With those words, let me welcome you all. First and foremost, our chief guest at today's event, Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chair D. Karunaratne. I bid a very warm welcome to the Faculty of Education. We are indeed honored to have you here with us today, sir. Thank you so much for joining with us. On behalf of the Faculty of Education and Organizing Committee, I would like to warmly welcome the keynote speaker of this research symposium, Professor Piotr Nowakowski, Rzeszów University, Poland. Sorry for mispronouncing. Also, I bid very warm welcome to this event, our deans, directors, and the librarian of the University of Colombo. Also, very warmly welcome to the event, Ms. KCS Pereira, Registrar of the University of Colombo, JTL Dharmasena, Bursar of the University of Colombo, very warmly welcome for joining with us amid your very busy schedule. Also very warmly welcome distinguished invitees, you are joining with us today's event. And warmly welcome our four emeritus professors and the former deans, former professors and senior lecturers who retired from the faculty, and warmly welcome your participation in this meeting is highly appreciated. And warmly welcome all our heads of the department and all the members of academic, administrative staff and non-academic staff of the faculty. And I wish to extend a warm welcome to all the authors who are going to present your findings in this International Research Symposium. Last, not least, as a Dean of the Faculty, I wish to appreciate and thanks for the wonderful support given by the chairperson of the Symposium 2024, Dr. Lanka Vedikandage, co-chair Ms. R.A.B.U.I. Pereira, and secretary of this research symposium, Ms. Imesha Kinkini. So without your support, this event would not be possible. Finally, I warm welcome all of you to the inaugural sessions of the 4th International Research Symposium 2024, the Faculty of Education, you have honored us with your presence at this important event. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite the co-chair of the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education 2024, Ms. Udeshini Pereira, to introduce our esteemed chief guest for today's event.
Good morning to all of you. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chair, H.D. Karunaratne, Dr. Kapila Bandara, Dean, Faculty of Education, Professor Piotr Nowakowski, the keynote speaker and distinguished guests, esteemed academics, researchers and participants. It is a great honor and privilege for me to stand before you at this significant event, the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo. We are delighted to have gathered here today, both in person and virtually, to celebrate the spirit of inquiry, scholarship, and collaboration. It is a privilege and immense honor for me to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Senior Professor Chair, H.D. Karunaratne, to this significant event, the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education. Professor Karunaratne is a distinguished academic leader and a renowned economist whose contributes have left a lasting impact on both national and international research communities. With a prolific academic career spanning over the decades, he has made substantial strides in the fields of international economics, entrepreneurship, and labor migration. His extensive research has provided critical insights into economic dynamics of Sri Lanka and Japan, as evidenced by his academic publications such as Internationalization of Sri Lankan Entrepreneurship, a study of Sri Lankan immigrant entrepreneurs in Japan, and A Journey in Harmony, 60 Years of Japan and Sri Lanka Relations. These works have not only enhanced our understanding of international economic relations, but also highlighted the importance of global academic exchange. Professor Karunaratne's exceptional research capabilities have been recognized with several prestigious awards, including the Japan Foundation Fellowship, reflecting his deep engagement in fostering international collaborations. His role as an invited professor at leading Japanese universities underscores his commitment to cross-border academic dialogue and knowledge sharing. Under his visionary leadership as Vice Chancellor, the University of Colombo has continued to excel, strengthening its status as a premier institution in South Asia. His emphasis on his research-driven innovation has been instrumental in elevating the academic standards of our university, inspiring scholars and educators to strive for excellence. Today, we are indeed fortunate to have him as our chief guest, as his presence embodies the value of scholarly rigor and international cooperation that this symposium aims to promote. We look forward to his insights and the invaluable guidance he will offer as we engage in this academic discourse. Thank you.
Very good morning to all. Thank you for lengthy introduction. Venerable Mahasangha, all other clergies representing various religions, Professor Dr. Kapila Bandara, Dean of the Faculty of Education, and I seek permission, the long list read by Professor Dr. Kapila Bandara to deliver my speech. To make it shorter, so we know very well, today you have keynote speaker from Poland. It is very important because we call this as an international conference. At the outset, I would like to congratulate for all the paper presenters today. And this is your day, actually. You have to present your papers and get more comments and argue with your panelists and even with the chairperson in the your presentation room, and develop that paper, submit it to a SCI journal or higher ranking journal to bring up your level as well as the university level. If I speak few words on the University of Colombo, as we all are aware, we are the #1 university in terms of research. Why we call #1 university? The last year, the University of Colombo Academia published 3,178 SCI journal articles, and 10 academics ranked under the 2% of best scientists in the world. And of course, you know, the university ranking is conducted by various kind of indices, as Webometric Index, Times Higher Education Index, and all other indices. In particularly, when you talk about the Science Higher Education Index, the important thing, there are 18 sub-indices, out of which 8 represents the research. Research reputation, research excellence, the research income generated by the university, number of research projects, research collaboration with foreign countries, co-author publications. There are various aspects of research measuring by the higher education ranking journals. So therefore, #1 university does not mean only number 1 or 2. It's a weighted average of all our goals of the strategic plan in the University of Colombo. We all know that last 2 years we have adopted January 1st every year the strategic plan of the University of Colombo. So according to the strategic plan of the University of Colombo, there are 4 goals. One is excellence in teaching and learning. Number 2, excellence in research, collaboration, cooperation, and networking. Number 3 is capital, infrastructure, and providing excellent service to the stakeholders, all 5 types of stakeholders. Number 4 is the responsible management, excellence in responsible management. So all these goals we are performing unequally. That is the most important thing. That is why we call the University of Colombo is #1. So it does not mean only number, but if you see the indices, we call University of Colombo #1, Webometric Index, or the Times Higher Education ranking, or the QS ranking, or the SCI Semago environmental ranking. All ranking sub-indices are matter. So therefore, whatever you presenting here, we know that, of course, the research culture has been inculcating in the University of Colombo since the late 1990s. I should remind the Professor Savistri Gunasekara, he was the first Vice Chancellor who mainly impacted on 2 dimensions. One is starting the international, local, the faculty level research conferences at the Faculty of Law, and meanwhile at the Faculty of Management, and other faculties also started faculty level. Then the second, Professor Savistri Gunasekara introduced the research award system in the University of Colombo. The University of Colombo Research Award started in 2001. The best researcher rank in every faculty starting in 2001. Along the line, in 2008, we started a very important thing, that is the annual research symposium. Amalgamating all faculty individual research conferences, we introduced the annual research symposium. From the 2008 annually, the momentum of the content of the and contribution of the annual research symposium expanded. This year also, January, we appointed team to conduct annual research symposium in par with the all faculty level research conferences. They are actually Professor Dilshani Disanayaka from the Faculty of Medicine chaired the team. they discussed and in detail with the Dean's Committee as well, we decided to this year have the theme as the sustainable future and impactful research. So impactful research for sustainable future, because sustainability is matter for ranking in future. And not only that, not only research, impactful research. The difference between research and impactful research coming in mainly 5 dimensions. Number one, every research is not doing innovation, but to have an impactful research, your research should be innovative, new research. The something should found new to the society. So innovation is very, very important. Not only innovation, after innovating, it should be lead to either product, either policy tool or policy resource. That is very important. And the policy making should be based on the research, because we know the research is at the corner of development in any society, any group. The research is very, very important. And not only that, the research is important for building networks and collaboration and cooperation with the other universities, other institutes, and go to the global. Now today, your faculty collaborating with Poland University. So that is international. And we see that African continent participant here. And maybe you can send it to other universities, other countries by Zoom. So that also linking with others. So when you are having this kind of research conference, what will happen? More and more linkages with our professors, junior lecturers, senior lecturers. They can link with the foreign country universities, foreign experts who are willing to collaborate and cooperate with Sri Lanka. So that is also part of research. So that is the impactful research. And finally, actually, whatever we do should be value addition to the society and improving the well-being of the society. And particularly, we know policy making is very, very important thing based on the evidences. Evidences and the analytical skills are also changing. We know that basically technology is the most important aspect of research, and technology is evolving and going in exponential way today. If we don't use technology in research, then that cannot be an impactful research. And that is the biggest difference we are having today, that advanced countries, universities, and the University of Colombo. To what extent we can subscribe for new data sets, journal data sets. Actually, I got shocked when I hear that this year the UGC, the last year UGC stopped the, I think, for subscribing for journals, many journals. Now only we are waiting for emerald journals in our libraries. Earlier the UGC was subscribed for many journals and distributed that among the universities. Because of the cost is very high, now they stopped the journal subscription. So as a result, you know, that will affect our researchers, the reading and use of new knowledge and new technology. That's the basic issue, because day by day, you know, the technological gap, those who are doing PhD, those who are doing research in advanced countries, they use software where we have never heard. We do not have such money to invest. So therefore, the PhD from advanced country and PhD from our universities are now getting difference, because technological affordability, technological adaptation is different from advanced countries and the developing countries. So whatever the way, we need to link with foreign universities to keep this gap as much as minimum. So therefore, when you find your counterpartner, your researcher from other country, doing co-authorship, developing co-research, that will of course increase the citations. Citations also very, very important aspect of impactful research. Without having more citations, it is very difficult to generate impactful research. And the research income by the university also should increase. And of course, we know the Sri Lankan government started giving some subsidy for academics to as research allowance, not only academics. I think administrators are also getting, those who are getting research allowance, I think they are supposed to do research, right? So we have to increase that component. And the biggest issue in case of Sri Lanka is investment on research. Investment on research is very less. We know out of our GDP, only 0.5%, 0.5% investing for R&D expenditure. The research and development expenditure is very less in Sri Lanka. Year by year, it has come down. So actually, we have been seeking at least 6% from the GDP to allocate on the research and university development. So mainly, anyway, somehow, how can we minimize this? This question is very important. How can we minimize the impact of that? Because research and research allowance, if it is the research investment is very less, then we cannot expect the outcome of research, the large impact. So therefore, what we have to do that, we have to network with others and get their ways, support to develop this one. In this line, I hope the education faculty today doing excellent job, that always you have an energetic leader, Dr. Kapila Bandara, going in all the dimensions, sports, dancing, music, performance, research, responsible management, all covering. So therefore, you are fortunate. So I wish you all the best. Do your best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now it's time to move on to another important milestone of the academic journey of the Faculty of Education. I cordially invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chair H.D. Karunaratne, to officially launch the e-proceedings of the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education. I invite Dr. Kapila Bandara, the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. Lanka Vedikandake, Chair of EDRIS 2024, and our keynote speaker today to join the ceremonial act. Thank you very much. It's now time to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Chancellor, sir, Senior Professor Chair H.D. Karunaratne, for gracing us with your presence today, sir. May I now invite the Dean of the Faculty of Education, Dr. Kapila Bandara, to come forward and present a token of appreciation to our chief guest as a symbol of our gratitude and respect. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I invite Ms. Imesha Kinkini, the Secretary to the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education, to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker for today's symposium.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chair, H.D. Karunaratne, Dr. Kapila Bandara, the Dean, Faculty of Education, Professor Piotr Novakovsky, the keynote speaker, distinguished guests, esteemed academics, researchers, and participants. It's a great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Professor Piotr Nowakowski. He is an esteemed academic from Rzeszów University in Poland and a respected member of the Educational Research Institute in Warsaw. Professor Nowakowski has made significant contribution across various interdisciplinary fields such as social rehabilitation, education leadership, and mass media pedagogy. His research addresses important contemporary social issues, including social violence and the impact of media on youth development. Notably, he has conducted impactful research projects globally, including a significant study focused on preventing school violence in California, USA. Professor Nowakowski is well known for his interdisciplinary approach, which merges insight from sociology, psychology, and education to tackle pressing societal challenges. He has delivered guest lectures at prestigious universities around the world and serves on several international editorial boards, including the International Journal of Cultic Studies and Journal of Educational Review. His academic contribution and leadership continue to inspire educators and researchers everywhere. His international recognition has led him to present at numerous global conferences where his insightful analyses have shaped educational policies and practices. His work is not only esteemed for his scholarly rigor, but also for its practical implications, establishing himself leading voice in educational research and social sciences. Today, we are fortunate to have him to share his expertise and insight with us. I'm confident that his address will offer a fresh perspective on evolving dynamics of education in modern world. Thank you.
Okay. I will be moving my heads, but I hope the microphone will catch what I say. I am happy that I am here. Thank you, all the authorities of the university and of the faculty for giving me this chance to be here. I remember that 2 days before we were discussing with Professor Dr. Dean Kapila about what will be happening here. I understand that Polish language is not easy. Also for me, Sinhalese and Tamil languages are not very easy, especially the letters which you use. This reminds me my visit in Kenya over 10 years ago when somebody asked me, "Where are you from?" And I told Poland, and this man said, "Holland, wow. What is your capital?" I answered, "Warsaw." "Oslo, great. I like Oslo." So maybe not only Polish language, but also Poland may be not well known to somebody, but I hope many of you may find it on the map between Germany and Ukraine. Some years ago, I was also in Oklahoma, in USA, during the conference, and there is a myth that Americans don't know geography outside USA. So before starting my paper, I introduced myself. I am from Poland. This is a small country between Russia and China. and everybody began to smile and laugh. This means that the geography is not so bad. I am personally fourth time in Sri Lanka. My first visit was in December 3 years ago during pandemic. Not easy to come in December when in Poland it is -10, to come here and also to wear a mask at the temperature of 30, 31 degrees centigrade. But I adapted to this. I am coming back, and I will be coming back to Sri Lanka because I like this country very much, and also because I cooperate with scientists here, especially with Dr. Kapila Mandara, the Dean of the faculty. Okay, my paper is about building sustainable future through impactful education research. I tried to make it not too difficult, but also not too easy, because it is mixed audience. There are professors, there are lecturers, there are also students. So I wanted to find a middle ground in my presentation. First, some words about, because we are talking about sustainable future, we should introduce the word of sustainable development, which is the key term for this lecture. This is a process that aims to meet the aspirations of the present generation while enabling future generations to achieve them. It doesn't only mean environmental protection, but also other issues, among them poverty, the issue of poverty, gender equality, human rights, health, and intercultural dialogue. There are two crucial, I would say, moments in the past which made the foundations for the term of sustainable development. This was the meeting, the first UNESCO Intergovernmental Conference of Experts held in 1968, which was devoted to the interconnections between environment and development. And some conclusion from this meeting was the international program Man and the Biosphere. Another crucial meeting was held in 1987 when the report of the United Nations World Commission on Environment and Development defined the concept of sustainable development. So as we can see, first, this term referred to the relation between development and environment, but from that time it developed a bit to other also contexts. We may now indicate the main aspects of educational research that would serve to build a sustainable future. Number one, item one, raising awareness. Research helps to understand how students perceive sustainable development and what knowledge they have on the subject, thanks to which it is possible to adapt curricula to better meet educational needs. Item two, developing competences. Research identifies key competences that students should develop in the context of sustainable development, such as critical thinking, problem-solving skills, cooperation and social responsibility. Item 3, assessing the effectiveness of curricula. Thanks to research, it is possible to assess which teaching methods are most effective in promoting sustainable development, which allows for continuous improvement of educational programs. Item 4, supporting educational policy. Research results can be used to shape educational policy at local, national, and international levels, and thus help create educational strategies for sustainable development. And item 5, promoting innovation. Research can inspire the introduction of innovative teaching methods and educational tools that engage students through active learning. When we talk about impactful education research, we mean the research which have influence, which changes the world, changes the people. This means impactful education research. So it is not research for research, it is not writing articles, books only for writing. It has to influence the world, influence people. So what are the key characteristics which we may indicate for impactful education research? The first characteristic is relevance. The research addresses pressing issues or challenges within the educational system, making it highly relevant to educators, policymakers, and other stakeholders. Somebody may ask, what about history? History is a very important subject, also part of different disciplines like history of education and so on. Isn't it relevant? Yes, it is also relevant because to understand more the present times, we should also know history. In Poland, we say, probably as I remember, these words were said by Polish Pope John Paul II, who said that who doesn't remember history will be forced to repeat this again, yes, to repeat this in his life. So knowing the history, knowing the past is a very important aspect for our present activity, present life. Memory is also a very important aspect for the virtue of prudence, which is analyzed by Western philosophers like Aristotle or St. Thomas Aquinas. The next characteristic, rigor. It employs robust and scientifically sound methodologies, ensuring the reliability and validity of the findings. A moment, I came back by mistake. The third, practical application. The research offers actionable insights and recommendations that can be implemented in real-world educational settings. I have included here a small humor from the past, inventing the wheel. No thanks, we are too busy to use it in our practical life. It's sometimes we see something with the research results that they may change our life, but nobody notices this, that it it may do it. Scalability. Findings and solutions can be applied across different contexts, schools, or educational levels, making them broadly applicable. Innovative. It introduces new concepts, theories, or practices that push the boundaries of current educational knowledge and approaches. Ethical, 6th point. It adheres to high ethical standards, respecting the rights and dignity of all participants involved. Maybe it doesn't refer so much to the educational research. When I look at the Ethical Commission, which works at my university, mostly for acceptance from this Ethical Commission, ask scientists who represent such subjects like psychology or medicine. It is not so usual in educational, at least at my university, from educational disciplines. Maybe when education experts use such methods like psychological, yes, or it is on the border of medical issues, yes, it may be necessary to ask the Ethical Commission for some recommendation and some acceptance for this research. But generally, it doesn't often happen in Polish academia that educationists, education research ask for such recommendations. 7, impact on policy. The research influences educational policy decisions, leading to improved practices and outcomes at a systemic level. And 8th, long-term benefits. When we talk about sustainable future, yes, it contributes to sustained improvements in students' learning, teacher effectiveness, and overall educational quality. These are 8 main characteristics which I was able to indicate. And when research embodies these characteristics, it has the potential to drive meaningful change and significantly enhance the educational landscape. Of course, I put such picture, which is very futuristic, and it shows that education maybe in many aspects should be like science fiction. But my personal opinion is that the youngest should be taught the oldest things. What means that we shouldn't neglect the most basic competences of pupils, students, for the benefit for such futuristic innovations, educational innovations. For example, introducing computers at the early stage of education. In my personal opinion, it is not a good tendency. First, because they have computers at their homes, yes, they have smartphones nearly from the childhood. The youngest, as I repeat, the youngest should be taught the oldest things. It happens, for example, in Sweden. Sweden, which was the first country in Europe which introduced laptops, e-books to schools. And now it is the first country which removes it from the educational system. And they come back to handwriting. The youngest should be taught the oldest things. Not only because it is basic for our everyday functioning, but also because handwriting will help them to develop better than starting with writing on computers from the early childhood. They will learn this in future, later or sooner. But handwriting is something what will be with them till the end of their life. Even if there will be the energetic collapse, they will have the possibility to use their hand to communicate. And also, it also refers to reading books, yes? There are some research which show that reading paper books better develops children than reading e-books, electronic books, yes? So, at schools, in my opinion, contact with electronics should not be too early, not be too early. Also, I remember but this research is from the 90s by British psychologists that children till the age of 4 years old shouldn't watch TV at all. If they want, if their parents want them to develop well emotionally, to develop well at school, they should, till the age of 4 years old, they shouldn't watch TV. What means also watch smartphones, yes? It is not easy nowadays. It is not easy, I understand this. But I heard about the families in USA, even these are the families of professors, some celebrities, who don't have TV at their homes at all. It also helps sometimes. Okay, it was something additionally what I wanted to say. When we talk about research, we should also pay attention to mistakes which may happen during educational and generally, not only educational research. I like to talk about this. I don't know why. Maybe I like to look for some mistakes in students' works, and this is why. I have some groups of my Master of Arts students, about 40, 50 students this year, whose works I coordinate. And very often indicate them some mistakes which we make in their works. So first, lack of clear objectives. Without clearly defined research questions or objectives, the study can lack direction and focus. In Poland, we sometimes say that somebody behaves like a dog who is following, running after his backside, you know? Do your dogs do the same sometimes? Are going around? Yes, without aim. Maybe they have an aim, yes, but it is not aim which people would like to have in their research. So it is sometimes problem in also on scientific level, on academic level, that somebody writes article but don't give the aim of his research or formulates too many aims. Too many aims is like no aim, in my opinion. The main one aim will be necessary. I sometimes review papers for Web of Science journals. In my Web of Science profile, I have nearly 100 reviews for such journals. And even on this level, it happened that we had to indicate that there is no aim indicated in this article. And the author or authors should indicate this. So it is not only the problem of students. The next, inadequate literature review. Failing to thoroughly review existing literature can lead to redundancy and missed opportunities to build on previous work. In Poland, we say that sometimes people try to open the door which are just opened by somebody else. Yes, so it happens when somebody doesn't read enough and will not make a basis for his research. It is a broader issue. It is a broader issue because, as I told, I sometimes review not only for Web of Science, but also to other journals. But among these 96, it is exactly 96 now, journals which I reviewed for Web of Science, only in about five cases, I noticed no problem with the references, with the final references at the bottom of the article, yes? And with the relation between footnotes and the references. Sometimes it is very chaotic, sometimes it is made very loosely. Sometimes it looks like, maybe example from our side. We are at home and we learn that somebody wants to visit us unexpectedly. What we do? We clean the house very suddenly, put to the showers, to the wardrobe, to other places from people's side, the things which would disturb the view, yes? And we very fast clean our house like that. And the same sometimes I think is being happen with the references, generally with the sources which are used in the article, in the paper, yes? Third, poor research design, choosing inappropriate research methods or sampling techniques can undermine the validity and reliability of the findings. This is also the issue which touches if our research is truly research, yes? If it is not a way of thinking which we meet in the street. Maybe some example. In Poland, in the year 2016, there was introduced one demographic program, which was to help increasing the birth rate in Poland. At that time, in 2016, our birth rate was 1.46. What means that Poland is shrinking, yes? There are not enough children to give the sustainable development also in demographic issues. If you want to have the same demography in future, each woman should have 2.1 child, yes? Or at least 2.05. But we had 1.46. It is not only the problem of Poland, as we can see, it is problem of Europe generally, or the developed countries in Asia. Look what is the birth rate of Japan, of South Korea, of Singapore. South Korea has now 0.8 probably, as I remember. 0.8 child per woman, yes? So it doesn't develop demographically. In Poland, the government tried to do something with this, tried to prevent shrinking of a country which has nearly 40 million citizens. So you have 20 million, yes, we have nearly 40 million. It changes because we have also migrants from other countries, especially from Ukraine and from Belarus. And they introduced the program, the government introduced the program, it was called Family 500 Plus. Family 500 Plus. What means that each family was receiving 500 Polish zloty, this is Polish currency, for one child per month, from being born till 18 years old, for 18 years. 500 zlotys is a bit more than $100. Is it big? I think it is big. It is good help. Also in Poland, for the family, for this over $100, something may be bought for the child in the family. And I remember the discussions about this program, because the main argument given by some people in the street, as I told, also by opposition, because if government introduces something, there is also opposition which criticizes this. It is the right of opposition. And the main argument was pathological families will have more money for alcohol. And I could hear this every day from politicians, from scientists even, from people in the street, from a man I remember from whom I was buying a pizza. And what is interesting, if we wanted to make a research based on questionnaires on public opinion, the result would be like that. Oh, the money will be overused, yes, misused for alcohol in the families. But what was made 1 year after introducing this program? Scientists analyzed the electronic receipts. You know, we now have in Poland electronic receipts. So everything what is bought in Poland, it is gathered by electronic system, and there is big data which may be analyzed. And what happened? From this electronic receipts, from the analyzing the big data, it was clear that during the year of introducing this program, what was sold more and more? Clothes for children, some additional lessons for children and for the youth, touristic issues for families. It shows that the reality is completely different than the public opinion, yes? So, conclusion, if we wanted to make research based on the questionnaire, analyzing public opinion, we would draw false conclusions. But analyzing the receipts which don't lie, which shows the tendencies, real tendencies, shows that the money were used mostly like they were planned, yes? Like it was planned, like were the intentions of people who made this program. What is strange, during this year, there was the lower scale of selling alcohol, yes? So the selling alcohol collapsed a bit. It was smaller than before. I don't know why, we may ask why it happened like that, but it was also very noticed in the analysis. Okay, on this example, I wanted to show you that research method, research design is very important if you want to find the facts. Oh, soon I have finished. Okay. Bias, allowing personal biases or preferences to influence the research process can skew results and lead to inaccurate conclusions. What I said before also, I think, is connected with some biases, political biases, ideological biases. If we follow our emotions, not our reason, the biases may appear. 5, ethical oversight, not addressing ethical considerations such as informed consent and confidentiality can harm participants and invalidate the research. It is also a broad issue, but we have no time to discuss this. 6, data collection issues. Inaccurate or inconsistent data collection methods can compromise the quality of the data and the studies findings. 7, insufficient analysis. Failing to apply appropriate statistical or qualitative analysis techniques can result in incorrect interpretations of the data. One issue, this is my experience from Poland, that maybe I am not right, but education researchers sometimes seem to have poorer methodology than psychologists or, for example, engineers, medical experts, and so on. Why? Maybe because if they make some fault, it doesn't bring consequences to people, direct consequences. Maybe because of this. Maybe also because many educationists are practitioners, not only researchers, or mostly practitioners. Just imagine if we have an architect, expert in creating buildings, and he puts point, full stop, in the wrong place, the building will collapse. We have the professor of medicine, if he analyzes, he puts the point, full stop, in the inappropriate place, the patient will die. But if we educationists, in our article which we write, put the point here, there, or don't use it at all, nothing will happen. We still will have article from which we will be proud, yes? So maybe this is the issue, that we don't have responsibility for what we do sometimes. This responsibility is not very direct. The responsibility may show in the future, but it is not direct like in our other disciplines. It is the issue to discuss, yes? It is the question which is open. 8, overgeneralization, drawing broad conclusions from limited or non-representative samples can mislead stakeholders and policymakers. 9, neglecting context, what means ignoring the cultural, social, or environmental context in which the research is conducted can limit the applicability of the findings. Here the context is very important, yes. I am from a homogenic country. In Poland we are 95 Catholics, 95 Polish. Here when I come, I can see 72 Buddhists, 12 Hindu, nearly 10 Muslims, 7 Christians, 7% Christians, 6 Catholics, yes, among this. So here, understanding the context is very important. Sinhalese, Tamil people, other, yes, British influences, Dutch influences, Portuguese influences, also the Kingdom of Kandy, all of these aspects made you what you are today, yes? By the way, last June I was taking from the airport my colleague from another university to Poland, and we are going to the south of Poland, and people from Brazil are sitting beside us. Brazil, Portuguese influences, yes? And we began to discuss and understand that there are some names which are popular here, in Sri Lanka, in Brazil, sometimes also in Poland. For example, the name Pereira, yes? In Brazil, in Sri Lanka, also in Poland we have journalists who has such surname, yes? Also in Poland. However, we were not Portuguese colony, you know. We had Russian, German influences, Swedish in the past, Czech. We took Christianity from the Czech, yes, from the south. It was 1,050 years ago. In the year 966, Poland was created. Okay, so I am slowly finishing. The 10th, inadequate reporting, poorly written reports that lack clarity, coherence, and transparency can make it difficult for others to understand and replicate the study. Only shortly what I wanted to say, avoiding these mistakes requires meticulous planning, adherence to ethical standards, and a commitment to rigor and objectivity throughout the research process. Now, shortly, when we talk about research, we create theory, but not only theory, that is important, also praxis, yes? And this is, which is very important, rooted in the discipline of education, yes? Because for us, not only theory, but also the practice is important. But who wrote about this? About this wrote, among others, Johann Friedrich Herbart, German philosopher from the 18th, 19th century, who was, in Poland especially, in Europe, he is treated as the father of modern pedagogy, yes? Scientific pedagogy, scientific pedagogy. Philosophers of education, I think, know Johann Herbart. He paid attention that pedagogy bases on two other disciplines. What may be interesting finishing of my and conclusion of my paper. Ethics and psychology. Shortly speaking, ethics shows us the aims to which we should go. Psychology gives us the methods, didactics, yes, for example. Methods which may be used to reach this goal, reach this aim. Okay, thank you very much. Did I tell you that I am for the fourth time in Sri Lanka? Fourth time in Sri Lanka I am, and it is not my last visit, I am sure, but first time I was 3 years ago. But during my first visit, I was in Negombo, close to St. Sebastian Church. I met one man who came by motorbike. We met each other. I asked him some questions in English, and he answered in Polish to me. Speak Polish, because we are Polish, yes? 3 years ago, he is a traveler now who lives in Singapore, who writes articles for National Geographic. And it was his 20th visit, 20th visit in Sri Lanka, and probably not the last. And at that time, he decided to go on motorbike to see some other aspects which were not possible to see. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful keynote speech. Thank you for enlightening us on impactful education research. Especially thank you for touching the practical and empirical basis of education research, which I think helps all of us to rethink our research practices. So it's time for us to express our sincere appreciation to our distinguished keynote speaker today, Professor Piotr Nowakowski, for honoring us with your presence and a wonderful speech today. I now respectfully invite the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor, Chair H.D. Karunaratne, to present a token of our gratitude and respect to our esteemed keynote speaker. Thank you very much, sir. It's now time to experience a graceful traditional dance performance by our Bachelor of Education in Primary Education students.
සිරිලකෙහියුත් ගඩබා මල රජුගෙන් සුබා වරම් ලැබගත් කෙනෙකි කොසඹා
සංකය පෙරු පෙරුමන් ඇසිස් මස්දන්දී තොසින් කල්පගණන් ගෙවුනේ ගොර සසරේ මහා කරුණා තේජසින් Esudame තතරි ජිතරි තරි තතක ලාංගුත කරිතකල එන්න අංකුස දික්සුන මුසික වහන දරි ලම්බෝදර දිරි හිසින්දරම් තාතකට තරි ගතිතොමිකිට ශිව පුත්‍ර නාමය බන්දම් අකුරු සතර තජ්ජිත් තුන්නම් සර් ගණනා තරකද වන්දම්.
Thank you very much. Before we conclude the inaugural session today, I have the honor of inviting the chair of the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education 2024, Dr. Lanka Vedikandage, to extend a vote of thanks.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a privilege to stand in front of you today as we conclude this insightful and enriching 4th International Research Symposium hosted by the Faculty of Education at the University of Colombo. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all those who have contributed to making this event a success. First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our chief guest, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chair H.D. Karunaratne, whose presence today is a great honor to all of us. His support and leadership continue to guide and inspire our university and the entire academic community. We are truly privileged to have him with us today. I express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Kapila Bandara, Dean of the Faculty of Education. Your guidance, encouragement, and support have been instrumental in the success of this symposium. Thank you very much, sir. We thank our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Nowakowski from Ryzyzo University, Poland. Your presentation was genuinely enlightening, and your expertise has added immense value to the discussions at this symposium. We are deeply grateful for your time and effort to share your knowledge, sir. Thank you very much. I would also like to acknowledge and thank our co-chair, Ms. Udeshini Pereira, and our symposium secretary, Ms. Imesha Kinkini, whose dedication, commitment, and meticulous attention to detail have been crucial in ensuring the smooth running of this symposium. Your hard work behind the scenes has made this event possible, and I am truly grateful for everything you have done for me. I must also acknowledge the contribution of our reviewers, who's dedicated their time and expertise to provide valuable feedback and ensure the high quality of research presented today. Your efforts are the foundation of this symposium success. I want to thank the chairpersons of all the panel sessions, Emeritus Professor Mari Pereira, former Dean of the Faculty of Education, Professor Shani Tilakaratne, Senior Lecturer, Department of Chemistry, Professor Chandradasa Vannigama, former Dean of the Faculty of Education, Professor Gamini Alvis, from the Faculty of Management, Professor Sagara Chandrasekhara, Director, IHRA, and Professor Lakshman Vedikarage, Director NEREC, and the Senior Lecturer, Faculty of Education, for their support. I want to express my special gratitude to Dr. Jeevani Herath, the MPhil PhD Program Coordinator, who organized the poster presentation session. Your initiative have provided an excellent platform for emerging researchers to share their work. I am thankful for your dedication for fostering research excellence with the faculty. A heartfelt thanks to all the heads of the departments within the Faculty of Education, representatives from different faculties across the University of Colombo and our esteemed colleagues from other universities. I also want to thank Senior Academic Registrar of the Faculty of Education, Ms. Talata Ekanayaka, for her valuable help. I'm grateful to the academic staff of the Faculty of Education for their intellectual support and guidance throughout the event, and the non-academic staff for their logistical assistance and behind-the-scenes work that made everything run seamlessly. A huge thank goes to Mr. Lagdinu Sandaruwan from the Faculty of Medicine, who prepared the cover page and formatted the symposium proceedings. My heartfelt thanks go to UCSC Media Coverage Team and the Columbia University Press for printing all materials. Thank you very much, Dr. Terence Nandasara, for your hard working. Thank you very much, sir. My special thanks go to B.Ed students for their beautiful dancing events. A big thank you to all our presenters, both local and international, and poster presenters. Your research dedication and willingness to share your findings have made this symposium vibrant and enriching experience for all attendees. In conclusion, thank you all the participants for their active engagement. Your presence and contribution have made this symposium a memorable and meaningful event. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Madam. As we draw near the conclusion of today's inaugural session, we have a special invitation for all of you, which we are very proud of. You all are cordially invited to the poster presentations which will be held at ELH2, featuring the diverse and innovative research endeavors of our MPhil and PhD students of the Faculty of Education. So with this, we mark the conclusion of the inaugural ceremony of the 4th International Research Symposium of the Faculty of Education, University of Colombo. There is a few notices that I should share with you. You all are cordially invited to join us with lunch at ELH1 from 12 p.m. onwards. Following the lunch, we kindly request your presence at the scheduled technical sessions commencing at 1 p.m. The evening tea will be served at ELH1 at 3 p.m. and you all are cordially invited to join us for the awards of certificates and the closing ceremony of the 4th International Research Symposium, followed by, after evening tea actually, at the same hall where this event is taking place. Thank you very much. Have a very nice day.